And that's where we have to be very careful never to forget that this life is not for pleasure, not for fun or rest. This life is a life of warfare. And we need to know our enemy and his wiles very well. Dr. Sinclair Ferguson, who you might have heard of, put forth a collection of Satan's most effective and most beloved angles of attack, his 3 favorite strategies, and he uses Acts 4, 5, and 6 to show them, his 3 major attacks on the church. Well, first, his strategy is to pressure the church into conformity with the world. That's his first strategy. And he takes that from Acts chapter 4, where the Jewish council forbids Peter and John not to speak of this Jesus again. They were threatened by them, it says. And of course, we read that Peter's ultimate answer to this, we must obey God more than man. That's this pressuring the church into compliance with the world under the premise of let's be wise. And one of the most abused passages in this respect is texts like Romans 13, obey the government. You know that these are the same texts that have been used by the German Lutherans when they handed over the Jews to the Nazis. We have to obey the government. Is this really the way we want to go? Being pressured into conformity with the world. The second strategy is to pressure us to compromise our wholehearted consecration to God. Or in other words, it is the false idea that we have what we have, not just as stewards, but that it's ultimately ours and we can do with it what we want, that we are the ultimate owners of everything, and we are already giving 10% for the Lord, the rest I do what I want. My time, my resources, my money, my property, it's all really mine because I'm already giving 10%. And that's in Acts chapter 5, where we see Ananias and Sapphira being tempted by the riches of this world to lie to the apostles and ultimately to the Holy Spirit. Why have you lied to the Holy Spirit, Peter says. And the third strategy is division. The devil wants to divide and conquer. Church splits, family splits. He loves them all because a church divided is for sure a weak church and easy to conquer. And we find this strategy in Acts chapter 6, when the Hellenists arose against the Hebrews concerning the food and the feeding or serving their widows. Of course, the apostles, driven by the Holy Spirit, dealt rightly with it and took the complaint seriously, but that could have easily split the whole young movement of Christians. So this is the kind of attacks that we as the church are facing every day, and as far as I understand it, all of these 3 kinds of attacks are being in full swing right now in Western culture.